Okay, thanks for coming back, guys. Okay, let's see if we can get this up and running now. Can you guys hear me okay? Oh, wait, we got her.
Hi.
Hi.
Yay, we made it.
Only 10 minutes of technical difficulties.
There always is. There always is. I'm gonna move this back.
I know, and I'm so bummed because I thought we would not have to deal with this again.
Well,
But here we are. We made
here we
it.
are.
Surprise, everybody. This is our special guest,
Hello.
Tia.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you so much for joining me
Of
today. I'm so
course.
excited
Me too.
to see you and hang out with you.
Yeah, in my boutique.
I know your beautiful new store. I watched your fall decor blog, by the
Oh,
way. It
did
was great. I
you?
love it. Yes,
I'm
it looks so good.
in the process right now. Actually, when we get off live here, I'm going to do the walkthrough for the holiday. So everybody's getting a little sneak peek around. Oh, look, I got a little
Oh my
accessory section here.
gosh.
So
It's
I'm
so
going to be recording
cute.
that, but yeah, I've been up like half the night.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, decorating is definitely a task in itself.
Decorating,
Um,
moving things around, making it, what people are looking like for holiday. But at any rate, we're here, we made it. So
yes. Yeah. So I'm so excited to have you on here. So we're going to be talking about a few things today. First and foremost, the most important thing is you, all about your
okay.
business. You opened up your store on October 1st.
Yes,
And how,
my physical store.
yes, your physical store, which is amazing. That's so exciting. But we're also going to be showing you our Aesthetica's new collection, the Essentials, which is launching
Which is
on
right
December.
here.
Yes, Tia has all the 4 styles, so we're going to be trying them on together and kind of chatting at the same time. So I'm really excited. It's going to be a good live.
Did you
And
say
yeah,
they're launching on the 13th, December 13th?
yes, they're launching on the 13th, but pre-orders will start on December 6th. But join Tia Maria's private Facebook group for an extra little special as well. And there's lots of good stuff in there. Also, I wanted to tell you that I love that you posted in your group, you were like, everybody give me like tips or tricks for wig wearing because I'm gonna write them on boards and put them all over the store.
Yeah, and I'm just putting the Facebook group in here.
Oh, perfect.
Facebook group. Yeah, so I'm working on them now, but I can you can walk around the store with me. So I actually did, up here are all these little, and it has people's names. So this one says, only we know we're wearing a wig. The public really doesn't. Your first compliment on your gorgeous hair will light up your life. And that was from Chris. So I have them all along the top here, and I'm going to add them in all around. So
So
I'm
cute.
hoping to get about like 30 of them, and it's just going to be advice. I wanted to bring my like sort of, online community, because I started my business online. I started as a wig coach on YouTube. And so that's been my business for 2 years. And I really try to build up a community. And now I have the boutique. So it's like, let's
Yeah.
marry them together. So it's kind of like the community that's been online is going to help people in person. I just thought it would be a cute idea to also, like, I want to thank the people who have been around since my first YouTube video, like almost 9 years ago. There's some people who've been watching me and just supporting, and it was my way of kind of trying to like give back and say like, hey, I want you part of my journey too.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah, it's really fun. It's cute for people to read it
It's
too.
so cute. I love that idea. It's such a good idea. Okay, let's go with the first style of essentials. Okay. And then I
Okay.
have some questions to ask you about your business.
Okay, I literally have it open. She sent this to me. She know I wanted to be surprised. So it's been sitting there, this box, it's not even open, staring at me, telling me to open it, and I haven't. So this is my
I know this
genuine
is
first
gonna be like
reaction.
Yes, first reaction, fresh out of the box. I'm really excited. What's the first style we're starting with?
I, we're gonna find out right now.
Okay,
I
all
told you,
right.
I haven't even opened it.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna, I'm gonna be ready. You put it on
It's
and
like
I'll put mine
Christmas.
on.
All right, the first one we're gonna do is it looks like Jace.
Jace, okay. So Jace is going to be a pure stretch cap, but she has a cool little feature on the inside of her cap. She's got this little mono crown here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What was
So
the
just
other one that had the mono crown that was discontinued? Was that Hunter?
Hunter does, yes. But Hunter's not discontinued.
Which one am I thinking of? Holland.
Oh yeah. She was a mono top though. She had a full mono top.
So I have the color R30 28 26.
Okay. And I will be trying her on in the color 826. 826H.
This is a nice like fall sort of wintry type warm color. Ooh, both of these are. Ooh. Okay, girl.
Yeah, what do you think?
You know, for me, people love me in short wigs. For me personally, like I don't wear short wigs.
Yeah.
I love how it feels. This is definitely maybe a lower density. I
Mm-hmm.
always have to do a side sweep. I always have to.
All four of these styles are very low density, I will say.
That's questions I've been getting a lot with customers, like wanting recommendations for like a low density style.
Yeah, she looks cute on you.
This one's cute. Let me give it. Yeah. So let's give them. I'll give them a 360.
Okay, love. My hair's kind of sticking out the back here. I don't typically wear pixies either, so whenever I see myself in one, I think it's so funny because I'm so not used to it. But I just love it. I love how like all the hair is kind of going towards the front, but you can
Yeah.
kind of shift her like whichever way you want to wear her. You can kind of do like not necessarily a part, but kind of create like a part on the front of your forehead there. Or if you want to kind of just keep her in that shag look and have it all forward.
Okay. I like that.
It's cute.
Yeah, this one's nice. It feels really nice. It's interesting, and I don't know about you. I feel like this cap is more true to average. In general, Aesthetica tends to lean a little average to large.
Mm-hmm.
This one feels like it's pretty true to average.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah, because I actually have a 21.5-inch head, which is that average petite.
Okay.
And this is fitting super nice. So, ooh, okay. I think I got mine in the right place.
Yeah, I like the way you have it, like her layers are kind of
I just did the
shuffled there on you. It looks good.
I learned this from my son, like the teenage boy, let me comb my hair.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm done.
No, I love it though. It looks good like that. It's like kind of a style on the go.
This is cute. So what are the colors? I am wearing the R30 2826.
Yep. And I have R8/26H. So this is like a medium brown with a light blonde highlight, very similar to Caramel Kiss, which I'm sure everyone is very familiar with.
Yeah.
And then the R30 2826 is going to be like a medium auburn with some blonde highlights throughout. Very, very popular red for us.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us how exactly did you get started in the wig industry?
So
like what got you there?
I started my YouTube channel. I turned 40 that year, so I'll be 48 coming up. So about 8 years ago, I wanted to do a YouTube channel to like do makeup the way I wanted to do it. Like as you get older, you'll listen, Tara, you'll be there too. People will start being like, you can't do this. You shouldn't do that. You can't wear long hair. You can't wear glitter eyeshadow. You can't wear too much highlighter. Like you start, especially as a women, it's like we constrict ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a grandma who had 12 kids, and she kind of lived her life in her later years because she was always having kids.
Yeah.
And her thing was like, when you get older, she told me to promise her to never stop being myself, always be different, and wear and do whatever you think is right. And I was like, okay. I mean, she would go to dinner with me, and like legitimately, she went to Mexico, and we would go out, and she would wear her patent leather shoes, these like sparkly polyester pants, and this poncho that she got in Mexico. And she's like, I don't know how much time I have left, so I'm going to wear all my favorite things all the time. And I was like, okay, Graham, I'm with you.
That's amazing.
Anyway, I started the channel because I wanted to show people, like, who cares if you're 40? If you want to wear glitter. But then as I was filming, and you're editing and you start seeing it more regularly, like I had naturally had long curly hair. I started seeing thinning, as I was like having all the studio lights on. I was like, wow. And then as I was editing and getting like a year into it, I'm like, I'm actually losing my hair. So I just started wearing wigs to basically, so I would be comfortable if I had to wear them. But then everybody on YouTube, all they would do is ask me about the wigs I was wearing. So I was like, well, I guess I was supposed to be a wig channel. So that's really how this entire journey started. I pivoted, and then it's been wigs ever since.
That's so crazy. So more people were interested in your wigs than like your kind of like makeup beauty that you were doing.
Yeah, overall. And like, if you're familiar with YouTube, the algorithm, it's like what people are watching is kind of what you have to do. People still request my videos for makeup, which I still do, and a lot of them I release to my members on my YouTube channel, because that doesn't affect the algorithm, so they can still get that, sort of classic content from me. But in June of 2022, I had to go back to work after the pandemic. Like, we were working remotely almost 2 years, and I've traditionally worked nonprofit. I've been a therapist for kids and things like that, and I just felt like things changed, like we all do, right? Things changed after the pandemic. I felt like we were missing our mission, and I was like, I don't feel like we're helping. So on a Friday, I quit my job, and it's not even like me. I was like, so I came home and I told my partner, I'm like, hey, guess what? I quit my job, so I need to find another job or start a business. And we had been chatting about me starting a business in the next like 2 years, when my son had graduated from high school, because he was still in high school. And he's like, well, give it a year and see what happens. And that was June of 2022.
So had that feeling been like building up? Had you kind of been like, I'm not loving this? Or was it just like kind of this immediate shift where you were like, I don't want to do this anymore, and that's when you quit?
I think both. I think over the pandemic, it was really difficult. I had switched positions.
Okay.
And I'm ADHD, I'm highly energetic, I'm highly creative. And to me, like, a job can make it or break it dependent on who's supervising me. I switched positions, and I think that was a mistake. My supervisor and I just didn't get each other. She didn't understand me, I didn't understand her. But I also feel like just the way I saw the world changed a little bit during the pandemic. And we had been literally working remote for 2 years. And then all of a sudden they're like, okay, you got to get back in this and back in that. And I just felt like, is that what I really want to do? I've always been someone who wanted to help and educate, and it just wasn't giving me like when I work with my customers, like, I get so excited, and like when they're happy, I see their face, I'm like, yes. And I felt like in the organization I was working in, there was a lot of complaining that was going on because we had changed a bunch of stuff that like made us who we were. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I think we're just missing the point. So I think that was already a buildup. And then I got to a point where I was like, my son's graduating in a year, and I'm getting to that place where I'm, getting on the other side where I'm closer to 50 than I am 40. And I think you really do kind of be like, what is the next chapter for me?
Yeah.
What is it? And I was like, this isn't it. And I don't know, maybe call it a midlife crisis, but I was kind of like, this is not it.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like it was a blessing in disguise, though, that like you had switched positions, you know, like who knows what would have happened if that never
I
happened.
would still be there. I mean, so during that whole time though, I was uploading on YouTube 5 days a week, even working full time, but I had a job that allowed me to do that. So I think I would have continued to do that. I love it. I still do that. I still love to help. But I do feel like you're right. Like
Yeah.
I needed to have that push.
Yeah.
So
But that's so inspiring that you like felt that you wanted and needed to make a change and you committed to it, you know? I mean, that's definitely not easy to do. So props
no,
to
and I
you
also think
for
it's
doing that.
important to speak to women and just be like, again, society puts us in this, but we're not going to get in a soapbox, but at the end of the day, we're always putting these like limits and boxes, whether we do it ourselves or mentally. But it's like, you know, my grandmother lived till 88, so it's like I could have 45 more years of life.
Yeah.
What do I want to do with that? And I call it my second chapter. My son is now in the Marines. He's in Okinawa. He's in Japan for 3 years. So it's like,
Wow, that's amazing.
yeah, yeah, I love it. But then I'm kind of, you know, then you get into that crisis of like,
Yeah.
I've been a mom this whole time. Like, what am I now? And so
Yeah.
that's kind of what happened in pivoting to this physical location. So we can do our next style and then talk about that's how we like
Yeah.
pivoted sort of.
Yeah, definitely. What's our next
Oh,
style?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm freaking out. Looks like it's a monotop
Okay.
because it's a blue box. I love that Aesthetica color codes their box, especially for us people with ADHD. Max.
Max. Oh, I love Max.
So I have Max in RMH1226RT4.
Okay. Nice rooted blonde. I've got Max in 4-8. So like a
Ooh, the dark.
darker brown, yes.
Oh, okay. This color is slightly different than the RH, just the regular RH on the other styles. This looks a little different.
Does it?
Yeah, so this is RMH and not just RH.
Well, so the M, for anybody watching this, if you have this question as well, the M is more of like an internal factory code, and it really doesn't mean anything. It's kind of like they revised the color recipe, but the color should pretty much be the same. It may vary a teeny bit as they all do, but
To me, it looks like the root is slightly darker
okay.
and that it actually comes down into the style more. Because do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do see it in the style more.
I love it. I'm just saying it does look like it's come down further,
Hmm.
which I actually think is kind of nice.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's like a little bit more of like that grown out
So
look
this is
to it.
what the yeah, and I think it's a more, you know, a more subtle sort of wearable.
Yes.
Okay, mine's just sitting in a left-sided part. That's just where, oh, I guess no, it's not. I just had it shifted. Placement is everything, everyone.
Is
Placement
that,
is everything.
does she have a middle part?
She's a mono, so she can have whatever you want. I have to be honest with you. Hey, I love this one. And this is really into, this is definitely, this is what I'm seeing, and maybe I'm crazy. This is only two styles. But so far, the theme with these two styles is they're definitely both low density.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the big
Yep.
issues someone was asking me about, can you tell me like brands or whatever with low density style? And I said, at the end of the day, like there's not really a whole brand or even a full line.
Yeah.
So potentially, if these are all low density, this would be a full line from Aesthetica that's low density, which I think would be really important for customers.
Yeah.
So we'll
I
see.
can't wait. That's a good point. I mean, I that's definitely feedback that I've been hearing is that all styles in this collection are pretty low density. So,
So if you guys are watching, you know, we'll go through the rest, but at the end of the day, that's really important. If someone is saying, hey, I want to be able to look at a line or whatever of all low density, usually there's like maybe a couple in a line, but never like a full. So that I'm loving that.
Yeah.
This color definitely looks different, and it looks like an improvement, a step up. I really love this.
Good.
Like the dimension is really nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So she's kind of stacked in the back, which I like. And then she's got these two little longer pieces here that kind of frame the face a bit.
Which you could easily like pull it back. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Because I don't like anything in my face. Nothing.
I don't either, but she doesn't fall too much in my face.
I don't think so. Oh my gosh, I love that one on you. And that color, you look so good. I mean, isn't that close to your natural color?
It is, yeah. This is pretty spot on.
That's probably why you can. Yeah, I think, you know, I love these kind of details because it actually makes a short wig versatile, because you can do all this, put it towards the front, you can slick it all back, and you don't have a lot of versatility with shorter styles. But look, you can even go even further and put all of it back.
Yeah, and I mean, like, if you really don't even like this, you can just kind of snip it off. Yeah.
Snip it.
But it's different. I think these details, like you said, definitely, you know, add some.
They create that versatility.
Yeah.
And, you know, especially if you're getting a monotop wig, you want to be able to wear it however. You know, I'm classic for doing this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
That's cute. It looks really good with that style.
This root looks darker to me.
She is looking a little dark.
This is a little darker. You know, remember when I was talking about when we were looking at the heat safe styles for the first time?
Mm-hmm.
And I said that like the caramel kiss, the root was definitely darker, and we did a comparison. This is giving me that same thing.
Yeah.
Again, it's not bad. It's giving a little, and it's into that style. I really like how they laid this color. I really do.
Yeah, I really like that style on you.
The short ones.
Okay, so back to your new wig boutique. So when, like, was that always the goal, or when did you kind of decide to go this route?
It's funny, on this journey, there was two things I legitimately said that I was not going to do. And one of them was when I was going to quit my job and start my business, it was going to be full-time YouTube content creation. Full-time, you know, going all in. I was already getting, you know, like a PR and stuff, but I was going to try to really push and do sponsorships and, you know, do the whole nine that way. That's what I meant by my business. When I made that decision, so there's two companies that I brought on initially, the first two, and two that are pretty pivotal to my journey. One is Estetica, but the very first one was Tressalore. I actually got a phone call, and they were like, did you ever think about doing this? We've been watching you on YouTube. You've got something. Did you ever think about it? And I was like, no. What do you, honestly, she called me twice. And one time I thought it was like not a joke, but like a phishing. When you do content creation, you'll get these random emails just like, do you want to sponsor? Yeah. Do you want to work with our company? Do you want to like show these leggings off? And I'd be like, no. So I thought it was one of those. So I actually ignored her at first. So I was like, they don't call you to be a retailer when you're not a retailer.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But she did. She just said she was trying something different. She had been watching me. And so I was like, it's weird. I just quit my job. So literally when I quit my job, it wasn't even to do wig retailing at all. It was to do content creation. And so I was like, okay. So that's how that even started. So when I started that, then my second, because I was like, I'm never going to sell wigs. I'm never going to be a retailer. I'm a content creator. I'm an educator. But as a retailer, you are a content creator and you are an educator. And I feel like I have found a nice mix, because people are coming to you whether to buy wigs or to find out about buying wigs because
Yeah.
they don't know. You
Yeah.
are still doing that. So I was like, I'm still helping, I'm still educating, and then I can feel good about helping my customers find a wig or a top or extensions or whatever, right? So my second thing was, I'm never going to have a physical store. I'm just going to be online, and I sell 2 days a week on my live sales, and I love that type of format, and that carried my business for 2 years. What I needed to do was what I thought I was going to do was rent a space to just basically for shipping and receiving, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
Kind of how like at Estetica, like how you guys, you have your office and then you have the big warehouse and
Yeah.
everything. That's the direction I thought I was going in. And because I was like, nope, I don't want a physical store. I don't want to do any of that. But this space became open, and the more I thought about it, I was working with the Erie Cancer Wellness Center, and one of the big feedback was that they got a free wig from the Erie Cancer Wellness Center, but like they didn't know how to work with it, they didn't know what to do with it, any of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to clients' homes, and that was presenting certain issues, you know what I mean? Dragging, like, the wig life is so big to drag a sample of everything. So only a few people know this. The real thing I was going to do was I was going to open a mobile wig boutique.
Oh, right.
So I could go to clients' homes, but I would have the store with me.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah. I still am going to do that probably, but you know, there's logistical things in that too. So anyway, that's where, so when I saw this space, this was a chiropractic office. So I'll just give you a little spin around. This was a chiropractic office. So it has multiple rooms, and right here is the private room. Mm-hmm. So it was just laid out. And then this is the area where I do consultations, where we sit down in the 2 pink chairs and talk. So
it's such an amazing space.
Thank you.
I love the layout of it.
Yeah, it was a lot. It's a lot. I'll be honest. I love what I do. I'm glad that I do it. And working with people face to face is so, it gives me, it's everything that I do with my like online group, but like to see people, I had to do stuff like I had to buy tissues and put them in every room, because most of the women that come in here cry at some point. And so it's like stuff like that. Like I'm physically in front of someone who is sad because they have hair loss or health related issues or what have you. And then I get to watch and walk through at their pace, and then get to the point where they're leaving and they're smiling. And there's just nothing, I don't know. I just don't think there's anything else like that. At least maybe not for me.
I mean, yeah. What a rewarding experience to like help somebody almost regain their confidence. That's everything,
and
you know?
Humbling. It can be really humbling when you're like, oh my gosh, my car wouldn't start, or it's snowing, or like, and then you come in and you see like all this stuff. You're like, okay, it's just, take a breath.
It's like, really?
It's not that serious.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
What's next?
I want to do the last one, is the one that I think I'm going to love. So I'm going to do this one next, which is the Fallon.
Okay. I think you're going to love Fallon, though.
Okay.
What color?
I have the Caramel Kiss Rooted.
Okay. I am trying her on in chrome, which I don't, this is not a typical color for me.
I actually have Hudson in chrome. I thought she was on the wall here somewhere. Did I even answer your question? So you can totally tell I have ADHD.
Yeah, I think you did. Well, I asked you if opening your own boutique was ever the goal, and you said no. But you kind of found, like, you just kind of had found the perfect space, right? Which was that, and
yeah, and I actually saw this. I saw this space initially with my son before he got deployed. So I didn't know that he was going to go to Okinawa. So that's kind of where this like, oh, okay, hear you. I do love this one. Oh my
I thought you
gosh.
would.
Yeah, this is nice.
She has such a good length.
That's why she was like, don't open it. I want your real reaction to this. I feel like I need to even move it down. I like this long front layer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And this is nice. I mean, this is all the hair to the front.
Mm-hmm.
This is just amazing.
And what do you think about the density?
You know, it's weird. This one feels different. This one feels more like a human hair blend to me.
Oh, really? Interesting.
I know some colors can feel a little different, especially if they have to be more processed. But this one, yeah, it's giving a little bit of that. Like if somebody told me it was a blend, I wouldn't side eye
it. You want to immediately shoot it down?
I mean, I definitely know more, obviously being a retailer. So sometimes I'm like,
yeah.
They're like, oh, this is human hair. I'm like, not for $150. But no, I love this. This length is beautiful.
Yeah, it's a really great style.
For someone who doesn't, I don't love bangs and I don't love stuff in my face. I do really like this very sort of long layer that's almost going like this away from the face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she kind of has like a worn-in style to me. Like,
yes, that's what it is.
Like that second day hair that is the way that you wanted it to be on the first day.
Well, I also think, you know, one tip I always give people, like, look, is yes, wigs can look perfect and that's wonderful, but like if you want it to look natural, you kind of want it to be a little messy. Like, yeah, like see what you're doing there? Mm-hmm. Like you kind of, because your bio hair wouldn't really look like that. So, I mean, if you wanted to just be perfect, you don't care, great. But if you wanted someone to not suspect.
Yeah, you want it to just kind of like blend in and like you said, be messy, not have perfect curls or be perfectly straight.
I also think this layer here is nice for the people who like to do the tuck behind the ear.
Yeah.
It's a perfect length to not be too bulky behind the ear. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can even pin it back a little bit too.
Just the two like temple pins.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess you're right. I didn't think.
No, I think the last style I know you are gonna like the best.
I actually tried this style on already when you guys wouldn't tell me what it was.
When you were here?
I tried this sample on. Yeah, Grace let me try it on. She said it's coming out, but she wouldn't tell me anything about it. And then I fell in love with it. And then I was like, and then you're just gonna like have me leave, and I'm not gonna be able to know.
I knew you would know eventually, though. That's the thing.
I know, but yeah. All right.
Well, you kind of answered my next question a little bit. I was going to kind of ask you what the difference in customer experiences was. You know, like what's the difference between you working with customers online versus in person, and how has that shift been for you?
Well, I would say it is a lot different. My mission, my goal, the outcome, all the same, right? So you have online where I know, you know, different companies are different. Again, I started my business as a content creator. So a lot of people are used to contacting me in that way, as opposed to just like purchasing from a company and you call their customer service. So online, I mean, I'm very available to people. I mean, they message me, they email me, you know what I'm saying? I also do lives twice a week. So they're talking to me live twice a week on my YouTube channel. I answer as many comments as possible. I'm very active in my groups and things. So I feel like in order to work with someone online, there's a lot of touch points. Like you're going to message me, I'm going to respond, you're going to say that, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of like back and forth, and it kind of spreads out over time. The difference with in person, and I'm not saying that my people who are online, like I blow them off, but if I don't respond back immediately, well, some of my regulars that I love, they want me to respond back immediately, which I get it. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't have to be like, okay, I have to stop everything that I'm doing because this person's right here in my store, right? So for me, mentally, I had to shift in and really carve out and really do my time, especially because, you know, ADHD is a real thing. I do have it. And so for me, if someone's like neurospicy, they know sometimes you can just get in this thing, like this store. I was like, I have to flip this whole store. And so I had to do it till like 10 or 11 at night because I'm like, okay, the store's open tomorrow though.
Yeah.
I can't just like shut the door and be like, okay, I'll get to it at 6.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
There's some of that is like that shift. And it is really two businesses that I'm trying to figure out how it becomes one. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. The difference is how you manage everything. And, you know, a lot of this stuff is like they're right in front of me. I know my products well, but I really have to like be able to know and think of things and pull stuff. I can't be like, okay, well, let me get you a list in a little bit. Like they're right there. So I think that's one of the bigger differences.
Yeah, definitely. I've always thought that would have been so hard as a wig shop or, you know, wig boutique owner. Like, you have such a product like the amount of products that you have to kind of know or be a little bit familiar with is definitely difficult. So I'm sure that's a little bit different for you versus working with people online.
I think so. Yeah, and especially in the whole like topper area, because I don't have hair, so it's like I can't what's the word? I can't show toppers. Like I can't put it on myself and show a topper, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't sell them a lot because when I sell live, I'm selling what I'm showing them. And then the other part of it is like just on my live sales and things, I just didn't have a ton of human hair. I'm finding with this in-person wig shop that like a large majority of the people coming through the door want toppers. And a lot of them are interested in human hair. So it's almost like I have to, like you were saying, I'm expanding in a different way.
Yeah.
And knowing more about things, which is great. But it's just not something I had to do before.
Just adds more to your plate, right? Like you already don't have enough.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know, I love it.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, you and I have talked about products, and the other thing is like the synthetic hair accessories, like the pony wraps and all that kind of stuff. Like that's just stuff I had here and there, but I never, you know, literally I just had someone come in today and that's what she wanted. So it's just a matter of also situating things in the store, what I have on hand. There's just certain things I would never have on hand because I didn't sell them on my live sales. And if someone ordered it online, I would just, you know, order it in or drop ship it to them. I didn't have to have a bunch of like synthetic hair pieces, like scrunchies and things, because no one was just walking in and buying them, but now they are. So that has been a difference of what inventory do I actually need for physical versus online?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, this is the one. This is the one.
This is the one.
This is the one I've been waiting for.
And this style is Arlo.
I have Arlo in R628F.
Okay. I have her in Sunlit Blonde. I'm
not seeing any comments rolling by, so just so you know if I'm not answering anything.
I've been checking. We've gotten some button flowers that's super cute too. I forget which style we were wearing, but thank you very much for that. And if anyone has questions, definitely feel free to just chime in. I'm watching them, so.
Yeah, I can see them when they come in. Oh my goodness. So this one is the hand-tied lace front mono part.
Yes.
So here's the cap construction. What do you have, Sunlit Blonde? You love you a Sunlit Blonde.
I do.
Anytime, what did we do? We did
the one I want.
You did Lachlan. How cute.
color. Yeah, super cute.
Look at these, like, these sort of caramely, sort of coppery.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like that face framing highlight. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a great color on you.
I'm dancing.
It wouldn't be a video without you dancing.
Or singing, usually.
Yes. Oh, Stephanie said this is her favorite of the collection. I think this is going to be definitely a favorite for most people.
Wow. This is, even though it's wavy, definitely, this is really, I don't know that I would categorize this as low density. However, I would categorize it, I make up my own categories, but I would categorize this as a natural density, meaning natural to most people, which in overall, most people don't have like super thick hair that are coming to wigs.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of their big fears, is that they'll wear a wig and all of a sudden it's going to be so much hair than they're used to.
Yeah.
Hi, Pam.
Pam,
She said
thank
that
you
it looks
for
shorter on you.
It does a little bit.
We're the same height though, aren't we?
We might have different face lengths.
Yeah. For sure, because I'm pretty sure we're similar height.
Yeah, we are.
I was like, we've met in person.
I know.
Well, also like your neck, everything factors in.
Is Arlo similar to Finn but looser curls? Okay, I think that Arlo is a mix between Finn and Mellow.
I was literally gonna say that.
Were you? She kind of like has the length and the choppy layers of Mellow, but she's got more curl to her. She's definitely not as curly as Finn.
Maybe
but she has
more. Maybe it's actually more Mellow and
like Avalon.
Avalon.
Yeah.
Because Avalon's curly, but it's a little looser.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Finn has those tight curls, which this doesn't. But it's so cute. I really do love this style.
I wonder what sea salt spray would do to it.
I think sea salt spray would be a great mix with this style.
Yeah,
sure.
I think it would jazz it up. Same with Mellow. That you know, the shape actually gives me Brighton.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
I would be comfortable in suggesting that it is if someone was asking, a mix between Brighton and Mellow. Outside of the fiber.
Yes, that's a good point.
It's hitting me in a similar place as Brighton does.
Okay. Yeah.
Listen, I need a bunch of these. Me too, girl. Me too. I'm doing like a whole, like, maybe it's Maybelline. You know, I love something when, although, I don't know, I'm kind of feeling Fallon. All right, so.
Oh, okay.
If you had to rank them, just not quality, just like your favorites, 1 being the best, 4 being 4. Which one, if you were going to wear them, which one would you wear first, second, third, fourth?
That's tough.
In the color
of
your choice.
In the color of my choice, I would probably say, honestly, Arlo and Fallon are tied for me as my number 1 because I feel like because my bio hair is curly, I love whenever I have a straight hairstyle on. Just because it's so different. So I love a straight style, but this is just so like, I mean, it, like I actually took all of these just right out of the box also. Like I took them out of a box and put them on a mannequin head. So like to just pop this on and it looks this good, it's crazy to me.
Absolutely. I agree.
But
I would have to say, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say then it goes Max and then Jace, but only because I really am not a pixie girl, so that's why Jace is definitely number 4 for me. What's your ranking?
I would say I'm the same, but for maybe different reasons. I'd say I love Arlo. the other thing this reminds me of, and this is why when I first saw it and didn't know what it was, I had said my favorite style from Aesthetica period is ocean.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this could be a shorter ocean.
Yeah.
It's got, except for it doesn't have the wide lace front edge, which you know is my favorite cap construction.
Yep.
Period. I wish we could just do a whole line of that. Let's not get started because that's my favorite. So I would say Arlo. However, now that I say that, Fallon could be kind of what ocean would look like if it was straight. It's a similar length.
Yeah.
It does have that layer that comes right here.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's a good.
I'd say they have to be tied now because I feel like maybe Fallon is my straight ocean and this is a shorter ocean. Okay. In my mind, in my head.
Yes.
Then I have to say Max because although it's like it's a pixie or a shorter bob, however people describe them differently at that length.
Yeah.
I think the style is unique.
Yeah, I agree. We really don't have any that are like her, especially in a
I can't think of another wig in general. I can think of one wig in general that looks similar to that, and it's only similar right here with the two sides. It has a really blunt bang, and it's just kind of a heavier looking style. So that to me is next because it really is unique.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would say with Jace, I mean, a pixie's a pixie, right? The color's great though. I love the crown.
Yeah.
And I also feel like it's low density without sort of exposing the wefts. So it's getting in this space that is unique for a pixie, even though pixies, are pretty similar.
Yeah.
You've got the crown issue. It's just different.
Mm-hmm. I agree completely.
So.
Okay, I've got one last question for you about your business. And so, if you had to give somebody advice for starting their own business or, maybe it's like the best advice that you had received, what would it be? Or, what do you have to say to somebody who is thinking about quitting their job and starting their own business?
Well, I would say my pieces of advice are actually things that I did not do.
Okay.
Well, one thing that I did, and then maybe two things that I did not do that I wish I would have, which would have made the journey easier.
Okay.
One would be start doing something. So I was content creating. I was doing that. I was building my customer base before I was actually in business. So that's really the only, I'm going to be honest with everybody. I could not have quit my job and been living, and I quit my job and I'm living off my business. It's tight, but my point is that I was able to switch up my salary, right? I could not have done that had I not already spent the 7 years before that building my content, my reputation, my credibility. Like I was already doing that. So that's the only reason I was able to make such an easy transition, because it's not been easy, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I wouldn't have been able to do that.
Yeah.
The other thing I would say is do not up and quit your job with no savings. I did. I 100% quit my job. I did not have savings. I have not taken a bank loan. And it's been tough. So if you are thinking about doing it, I would say start doing some steps, whether it's research, start building an audience, start doing something, learning as much as you can about whatever you're trying to do. Start going to every place has like free conferences like through the Y or your small business association. Go to those places. Even if you're not a small business yet, go there. Mm-hmm. See what there is free to offer. That's the other thing. There's so many resources. Find out what they are. Whether you're going to start today or 10 years from now, utilize what's going to be offered to you. Mm-hmm. And you may not want it all. You may not need it all. You may be different in your journey. But it's more about when you have the question, then you know the places to go, or you have someone that can answer that question. Yeah. That's probably the biggest challenge I have now is I'm in a different point in my journey where everybody else that is an entrepreneur around me is at the beginning of their journey, or I'm not connected with that. I don't know who to ask to go to the next step. So I'd say that was my other advice is be okay with where you're at, but seek advice from the people that are further along in their journey. Mm-hmm. Like you usually have your peers, but at the end of the day, you're all in the same spot. So you don't know what you don't know. You want the answers from the person that's already been there.
Yeah.
And then the last piece of advice would be, don't be afraid to do it. I wouldn't just up and quit my job. If I could change that, I would have. And yeah, I guess that's like the biggest thing. Don't be afraid to do it. It's never too late. I'm almost 50. My son left and I kind of like, my baby's gone. So now this is my baby. But we all think like it's going to be too late for this or I'm too old for that. You just have no idea. You have no idea what's around the bend for you. You literally don't. Yeah. But you're never going to find out if you aren't putting yourself out there and feelers out there and asking the questions.
Yeah.
Oh, and one more thing. Along that,
let's hear it.
Also, don't be afraid to surrender to the journey, which is really difficult for me because I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do this. This is how it has to be. But a lot of, like you're saying, a lot of the major things that have happened have been things I was like, no.
Yeah.
Then once I became open to it, I'm like, So just so you know, when you start on this journey, you don't know what's over here, right? You don't know which forks are going to be presented to you. Mm-hmm. So it's okay to be like, I don't want to do that just yet. But don't shut things down 100% because that could be the door that actually opens the next door. It's like an advent calendar. Don't skip number 3 because what if number 10 is your thing?
Yeah.
But you didn't go there. Anyway, I hope that even makes sense.
No, it totally makes sense. I feel like everything you've said and like everything that got you to this point now was a series of decisions that you didn't know was necessarily going to lead you to where you are. Like you right. knew what your passion was and kind of, what you wanted to do, but not exactly in what way you were going to do it. And so I think that's great advice to, everything that you said. Like you really never know what can happen or what decision is going to lead to something. And I feel like just in life in general, whenever you make a plan, it never goes out that way, but things always work out. So,
we usually say that in negative terms, like it is what it is, but I don't think we focus on it is what it is for positive things. It's like things are going to happen that we can't predict, but we usually talk about those in like, illnesses or death or something like that. But also be open to the fact that it is what it is where, like you're saying, I love what you're saying. All of the things that I've done, all my education, any gifts that I might have had, they've all centered around helping people and therapy in some way, meaning like, understanding people, emotionally and mentally. I don't think I would be here if I hadn't went to school to be a therapist, been a child therapist, and worked in nonprofit. I just saw a different part of the world and needs and people as people.
Right.
So, when that's the last thing I guess I would say is I hear so many things like, I can't do this, I can't do that. Well, I don't have training in this, I don't have training in that. Focus on the gifts that you do have, and maybe you just need to apply them in a different way. It may not look exactly how everything else looks, but that's the thing, right? Mm-hmm. When you're different, that's the thing that sticks out because you looked at a problem, but you had your spin on it.
Right. Yeah.
You're not everybody else, or you would just be everybody else. I don't know if that even, you know what I'm saying? Like they could just go to everyone else, but they want to come to you because you have something different that they need.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think that's a great point. Like if there's something that you feel is your calling, just because you don't know everything about it doesn't mean that you can't eventually get there or, there's not something pulling you there. Mm-hmm. Obviously there is. So no, I think that's such good advice. And thanks so much for, sharing everything and letting us see inside your vision and your store and your business, it's so inspiring to me. I mean, I love chatting with you and hearing how things are going. So,
You've been
yeah,
there
it's
since like the beginning. Yeah, like that's what I had said before. Trestle might have started me on this journey, but my relationship with Aesthetica and specifically you is what got me to this place. And we've talked all along the way and different ideas and doing this and doing that. And I just don't see it happening without my relationship with Aesthetica. And then that's why, like, when I tell people, when I'm suggesting you get Aesthetica, is because I love their products, great products. But I also know, like, it's a small group of people who really care about their customers, and they do care, and they think, and they listen, and they share. And so to me, it's like, if you're going to buy something, you know purchase from a small business or buy from a company that really cares about your feedback, really talks to you,
yeah,
really talks to their retailers to find out, how they can better serve their customers. And Aesthetica really does do that. I'm telling you from this side of it. I've called Tara so many times. You're like, I had this idea, or I did this, or what if we did that? And like,
yeah.
there's always a like, yeah, let's do that, or let's look into that, or like, it's not like that with every brand. So at the end of the day, yeah,
Thank
that's what I would say.
you. Yeah, no, I mean, I really enjoy working with you. You have so much knowledge. So like, working with you it's so much fun and it's such a benefit for me as well, personally and professionally. So thank you so much for that. And thank you, Helpful and Happy, for saying Aesthetic is an
They
awesome brand.
are.
We really appreciate it. But thank you so
Yeah.
much, everybody, for joining. Thank you so much, Tia, for joining us and doing this live, showing off the styles, talking about your business. It's been fun.
So
Um,
don't forget to come to my private Facebook group,
mhm.
because there's going to be an announcement about these styles in there. So you're not going to want to miss
Yes.
that. And just one last thing, if anybody is interested, on my YouTube channel, Tia Maria Wig Coach, I do chronicle and vlog my small business journey. So there's tons of videos, and I talk all along the way of all these different steps. And so they go back multiple years of things that I've done. So if you really want to know, or if you have questions, I do have actual content around not just wigs, but like my journey.
Yeah, you're a fun person to watch. So everybody check it out. Thank you so much, Pam. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you
Um,
guys.
and yeah, so well, everybody have a good rest of your day. Thanks so much again, Tia. We'll talk
Have a great
soon.
holiday, everybody.
Yes, happy holidays.
I'll
Thank
talk to you
you.
soon, Tara.
All right.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.